So the NBA season just wrapped up, and before we start looking too far forward to next season, let's take a moment to reflect on the year we just had by describing every team's season in 3 words or less. All right, let's go. Before we get into the video though, if you enjoy our content, consider leaving it a like, giving us a subscribe, and hitting that notification bell so you never miss out on one of our videos. Also, before we start, want to give a quick shout out to Wrestle Talk, as their 3-count series was the main inspiration for this video. If you like pro wrestling, then you gotta support Wrestle Talk. In my opinion, they make the best pro wrestling content on YouTube. Also, feel free to play along in the comments. Let us know how you would describe each NBA team season in 3 words or less. The Atlanta Hawks, the most mid. They were just the most average team in the league the entire year. They went 41-41. They had that one stretch where they never had a winning or losing streak longer than 2 games for like 3 months.
I said stuck in mid because they tried to make that trade to get DeJounte Murray. Didn't really work out as planned. They were just mid, straight up. The Boston Celtics, way too inconsistent. When they're on, they look like the best team in the league. But when they're off, they don't look like a playoff team.
That's why I said makes no sense. We made videos about them. We had to make 2 of them because this team baffled everyone. They fell down to 0-3 in the conference finals, won 3 in a row back on their home court, and then got blasted by 20. Doesn't make a damn bit of sense. Brooklyn Nets, trade deadline detonation. They had something going. You know, they won 12 in a row with KD and Kyrie. It finally looked like they were getting back on the right track. And then Kyrie burned everything down. They had to trade everyone.
Yeah, I said didn't expect that. Things were going pretty well. You know, Kyrie and KD, when they were healthy, were balling. And then, yeah, the trade deadline happened and they blew everything up. The Charlotte Hornets, kinda disaster. Miles Bridges had the off-the-court stuff. LaMelo Ball got injured. Nothing went their way.
Yeah, that's why I said, just feel bad. Like, I really feel bad for the Hornets fan base. Like, they have had so much misery for so long. Like, can they get something to go their way? Chicago Bulls, DeAndre DeRozan screams. It was the most memorable part of their entire season.
It really was. I just said, now what? Like, they tried to rebuild the team of Vucevic and DeRozan, and nothing really came of it, so now what do you do?
Yeah, they're just stuck.
The Cleveland Cavaliers, give it time. You know, they're back in the playoffs, the first time in forever without LeBron.
Okay.
So just give it time. They're a young team. I know they didn't look great in the playoffs, but you don't need to panic yet.
Yeah, I said big playoff disappointment.
It was.
I feel like no one thought that the Knicks were going to beat them. And not only did the Knicks beat them, they beat them fairly easily. So, I mean, maybe you're right, but at least for this year, really disappointed. Dallas Mavericks, trade deadline disaster. One of the worst trades, at least so far in recent memory. They were the 4th or 5th seed or whatever. They trade for Kyrie and they finished the year at the 11th seed. You can't do much worse than that.
Yeah, I just said Kyrie didn't work. Just straight up, he didn't.
Nope.
We'll see. Maybe they'll run it back, but at least for that season, it did not work with Kyrie and Luka. Denver Nuggets, I said Jokic is him. That guy, what a playoff run for him. What a season. He had the MVPs. Now he's finally got that finals MVP in the ring. He is just the guy.
Yeah, I said it's Joker's world, and we're just living in it at this point. Like, this dude is gonna be the best player in the world for the foreseeable future, I think. He doesn't have a weakness in his game. Detroit Pistons, 17 for 5. They won 17 games and only got him the 5th pick. Like, that's rough.
So that's why I said not worth it. You tank the entire year, you're basically the worst team in the league, and then you end up with a 5th pick.
Yeah, you get the best odds at Wemby, and you fall out of the top 4.
That is brutal.
That is rough.
Golden State Warriors, is it over? Is the dynasty finally over for them? I mean, we think so, but you never know with Golden State. It might finally be over.
I was a bit more definitive. I said dynasty is dead.
Damn.
I think it's done. It's over. Maybe this is wishful thinking from a Blazer fan who just wants the pain to stop, but I think it's over. Houston Rockets, good coaching hire. I really struggle to think of anything else to say about them. Like, they're kind of just a mess right now, but Ime Udoka's a decent coach.
Yeah, it was a decent coach. I just said screw rebuild. rebuilding. The Houston Rockets said, we're done with rebuilding. We did it for a couple years after Harden left. Now they're trying to bring him back. They got Ime Udoka, like you said. Apparently they're trying to make some trades. Indiana got our guards. They got the guards of the future. They got Halliburton. They got Mathurin. They're set at guards. They need some wings now, but at least at the guard position, they are set.
Yeah, they are set at the guards. That's why I said carried by Halliburton. Like, if you look at the Pacers schedule, they were like decent until the middle of the season. I think they were 23-18. And then Tyrese Halliburton sat out for like 12 games with an injury, and they plummeted. LA Clippers, predictably injured again. You got to pencil it in at this point. They're going to be injured probably late in the year. It's unfortunate, but it's what it is.
Yeah, to me, it was just deja vu. Another year in the same story. Kawhi and PG getting injured in the playoffs. Los Angeles Lakers could have been worse. That season could have been a lot worse. You start 2-10. They offload Russ. They turn things around, make the conference finals. It gives them some hope for next year.
Yeah, that's fine. I said saved at deadline. Like, they completely, Rob Pelinka turned their entire season around at the trade deadline. Like, props to him. Where they go from here, I don't know, but last year, saved at the deadline. Memphis Grizzlies, I was a little mean with this one. I just said bunch of fucking idiots.
Damn.
Ja Morant is an idiot for all his, gun stuff. Dylan Brooks is an idiot for trying to poke the bear. Desmond Bane's an idiot for guaranteeing a game 7. Bunch of fucking idiots on that team.
It was a bit lighter. I just said, well, that sucks. Because you have a promising season, and then even going to the playoffs, Ja's back, and you get eliminated by the Lakers. I know Lakers were a tough team, but come on, you got to play better than that as a second seed.
And you get beat by 40 in game 6.
Yikes. Miami Heat, not quite enough.
Ooh.
They made the finals 2 of the past 4 years now. They're close, but I just don't think this current roster has quite enough to get it done.
They might not, but still, this is an all-time run.
True.
Going from a play-in team, the 8th seed, just making it out of the first round is impressive enough. Getting all the way to the NBA Finals, all-time run from Miami. Now, the polar opposite of Miami, the Milwaukee Bucks. First seed flameout. Going down in 5 on your home floor. Got your head coach canned. Giannis was scared to touch the ball. Bad look for Milwaukee.
Yeah, I said that was disappointing. This was supposed to be the year the Bucks were healthy again. They came off the title a couple years ago. Yeah, Middleton was injured last year. You got eliminated in 7. This was supposed to be the year they won again. They got kicked out in the first round. Minnesota Timberwolves regretting the trade. That trade was terrible at the time, and they're regretting it even more now that we've actually had a season to witness it.
Yeah, worst trade ever. They traded 4 first-round picks, Walker Kessler, and 3 rotation players for Rudy Gobert. Terrible trade. I don't know why they made it. New Orleans Pelicans, Zion doesn't play. I mean, we've got some trade rumors now about Zion, and I mean, the only reason they would consider moving him because he just doesn't play. When he plays, he's incredible. And if I were the Blazers, I would take a flyer on him if given the opportunity, but it is a risk because he doesn't play.
Can't stay healthy. Zion can't stay healthy, mainly just him. CJ was banged up a little bit, but they're not going to do anything unless they can stay healthy. Zion somehow, some way needs to stay on the court.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon Ingram missed 40 games.
Yeah, exactly. New York Knicks, not bad. For everything that happened over the past decade and everything, you make the playoffs 2 years ago, you missed the playoffs last year, getting Jalen Brunson, not bad for a season.
Yeah, I said smartest offseason signing, and I don't think it's particularly close. Like, the signing of Jalen Brunson in hindsight is so good. Like, it looked like a bit of a risk when they first made that signing, but now it's like, well, they saw something no one else saw. Oklahoma City Thunder, future dynasty loading. You got your superstar in Shea, you got some great supporting cast members, you got, Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, Chet hasn't even suited up for them. They got a decent pick this year. Like, this team, if they can all hit their potentials, and they got a million first-round picks, obviously. Future dynasty. Watch out for them.
Yeah, the Thunder, they're on track. Give it time. They weren't even supposed to make the playoffs this year. They weren't even supposed to compete. They're probably ahead of track, but next couple of years is where they get dangerous. This team is right on track, right on schedule. The Orlando Magic, they got a solid foundation there. Nothing too crazy, but Banchero had a solid year. You got Wagner. You got guys like Jalen Suggs. They got the foundation now. Can they build on it?
Yeah, I said better than expected. I feel like a lot of people thought, oh, this is like a 20, 25 win team. No, they won 35 wins and they kind of played themselves out of like the Big Vic sweepstakes a little bit. Philadelphia 76ers, Doc Rivers masterclass. Going up 3-2, coming home, chance to close it out. You blow that game and then you go back on the road in game 7 and get bulldozed. Classic Doc.
My thing, they had 1 goal this year, so I said no conference finals. That was the thing. They needed to make the conference finals this year. They needed to finally get there.
And they couldn't do it.
And they couldn't do it.
Oof.
Phoenix Suns kept it simple. Again, you get blown out on your home floor in the elimination game again. Unbelievable.
I said next year team.
Okay.
You got Booker, you got KD, maybe you got Ayton, you got Frank Vogel as the coach now. I feel like this team next year is going to be their chance. And if they don't win it next year, window might already be shutting. Maybe?
Yeah.
Portland Trailblazers, another wasted year. I get it. We got the 3rd pick, and I'm happy we got the 3rd pick, and maybe we'll make a big trade for it, but it's another year at Dame's prime just down the drain.
Yeah, I specifically said we're wasting Dame.
Yeah, we are.
The best player in our franchise's history, and we can't even get another competent all-star level player around him. We can't surround him with anything. We're just wasting this guy.
Yep.
Sacramento Kings finally made it. After all these years, they finally made the playoffs. They got eliminated in the first round, but they finally made it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I said light the beam. One of the best ideas anyone has ever had. Just have a big ass laser that you shoot off into space after you win games. Brilliant, whoever came up with it. San Antonio Spurs got Big Vic. May have only won 20 games, but the season was a success.
That's why I said worth the tank.
Yeah.
It was all worth it
100%.
to get Big Vic. Man, I'm jealous.
I'm so jealous.
They got him. Toronto Raptors need something new. They've been running it with this kind of core for a bit after Kawhi left. They tried to run with basically no center this year. They had Siakam at center. They need something new.
I said unreasonable trade demands. I feel like anytime the Raptors and a potential trade are in the news, you always hear about these insane packages that they ask for, like OG Anunoby for 3 first-round picks and a young player. It's like, he's not worth even remotely close to that. Utah Jazz, surprisingly pretty good. I mean, I feel like everyone was thinking this is gonna be the worst team in the Western Conference, and for a while they were the best team in the Western Conference, had the best record at least. And you know, they finished a little bit below 500. They got Lauri Markkanen, Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson. They got a decent little foundation there.
Better than expected. Yeah, I agree. I thought Utah would literally be the worst team in the league. I thought they were gonna be complete crap. They got an all-star, so they at least have some things going for them. They got some picks. Not too bad. Washington Wizards, what is happening? What is happening with this team? They had that weird big 3 of Beal, Kuz, and Porzingis. Obviously, that wasn't good enough. What the hell are they doing?
I don't know. And that's why I put Eastern Conference Blazers.
They are.
Because I don't really know
100%.
what we're doing right now. They've got their star who's locked up to the Supermax, who everyone thinks should get traded, that they're holding on to because like, oh, we can make it work. We can build around this guy. Guys, give up. It's not happening. That's the video, guys. How would you describe each NBA team season in 3 words or less? I'd love to hear what you have to say in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving it a like, as it really helps us out. And while you're here, why not check out some of our other videos as well? And don't forget to subscribe to Synthetic Sports.